Hey, it's Philip with another Talking Point episode. Last week I was lucky enough to ride a new attraction at Disneyland, Rise of the Resistance. Now, if you haven't gone on it yet or you don't want to be spoiled, please be aware there will be some spoilers within this episode, so you may want to skip until you've got a chance to go on it. Otherwise, if you haven't and you don't worry about it, I actually have gone on it. I've taken a video of it and I put it on my own personal channel. We're seeing a little bit of it right now. If you want, the link is in the description. Specifically, though, we're going to be talking about the First Order Short-Range Evacuation Vehicle with Fleet Transport and First Order R5 Droid. That's a mouthful, but long story short, it's the ride vehicle from Rise of the Resistance. I call this the ride vehicle, but that is a little bit of an exaggeration. As it is, this short-range evacuation vehicle is only in a portion of the ride itself. The actual ride vehicle is, in fact, the fleet transport portion. Now you see, it does include an R5, and yes, an R5 is present on the ride vehicle itself. Interesting to note, though, there are 4 different variants of the R5 droid included with this set. There's a white one, a blue one, a red one, and an orange one. So if you want all 4 variants, you have to buy this 4 times, which is not a cheap endeavor considering that this is actually $75 retail. Now, if you have one, an annual pass does apply, and that does make it a little bit nicer. As you can see, my box is a little beat up. That's only because I was not expecting I would be holding on to this box for 16 hours from when I purchased it to when I finally got to my car. I should have rented a locker. Didn't know the line would be so long. Kind of should have assumed it was only open for 3 days by that point. So let's open it up. All right, so here's the vehicle itself. You can see the fleet transport within. You can see it's within there, held in some plastic on its own. Here's the R5 droid. It's sort of the standard Disney Parks droid factory figure. So if you've been on the ride or you've watched through to the end, this is the evacuation vehicle. You finally get to leave the Star Destroyer on. It's both a drop ride and a motion simulator at this point, which is actually very cool, but you know, you don't spend a whole lot of time in this particular part of the vehicle. You spend most of your ride in the fleet transport. Now, this has been simplified from the ride vehicle itself. For one thing, there's only 4 seats here. There are 8 in the ride itself. We don't have the opening doors, the buckling seatbelts an actual ride does have. And the interior has kind of been simplified. There's some paneling and light up portions in the vehicle itself. There are 5 sits comfortably in the front. And since this is a Disney Parks droid factory figure, it should fit a Hasbro Build-a-Droid mold, or even just a standard Hasbro astromech droid that can put away its middle leg. Fun. Alright, fun with some Marauders and zombie figures. You got the tourist driving around on there. Holds the 4 figures rather comfortably. Legs splayed out a little bit, so there's plenty of room for them to sit down with their butts on the seats. Hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. The fleet transport itself slides in and locks into place within the escape pod. You can see them visible through the screen there. There's one more party trick. So it's got lights and sounds, which helps justify the high price of the vehicle itself. There's an on-off switch on the bottom. It takes 3 AA's, which are included. And I do appreciate that the interior of this vehicle has a decent amount of sculpted detail in there. And those posts help lock in the transport. It is amazing, though. We've gotten 3 Star Wars rides and 3 Star Wars vehicles to play with. Star Tours has a Star Speeder, as we covered in a previous episode. Rise of the Resistance has this. And Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, well, you're on the Millennium Falcon, so any Millennium Falcon toy you have for your Star Wars figures, that counts. Although technically it should be the rectangular satellite variant. Nothing a trip to Shapeways can't fix, right? So there we are. 3 Star Wars rides, 3 Star Wars ride vehicles. It's great that they can all fit with your Hasbro and Kenner collection. And it works with the Disney Park toys as well. And if you consider Hyperspace Mountain to be a Star Wars ride, which I kind of do, then that's the only thing we're missing, the Space Mountain ride vehicle. We'd have the whole set. While there doesn't seem to be quite as many bells and whistles on the short-range evacuation vehicle, it does still feel like it's on par quality-wise with the Starspeeder 1000. I'm not sure if it quite measures up to the $75 retail price, especially if you're trying to get all 4 droid variants, but the annual pass discount does help, and hopefully these will be around for a while, so you will have a chance to acquire one. And that's it for today's episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Articulated Points. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'd appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to learn more about some of the toys featured in this episode, or want to follow us on social media, links are in the description below this video.